you guys talk about kind of, when you guys think about changing a practice, right, on your farm to be more sustainable for the next generation, what are the risks that you take when you make a change to a practice?
Start small. If you're doing cover crops, every year is a little bit different. So, it takes a couple years, to get through a couple different trials to see what happens. So yeah, there's just a lot of experimentation that goes into it, and it takes a whole nother management level than what people are used to.
Right. Well, when I started cover crops, I used CSP, the government program, because I knew I wanted to do it. I didn't do it on my flat ground. It's my highly erodible land. And I said, I have to give it 5 years or I'm not going to manage it correctly. I know how I manage it. So I knew I had to give it time, and I think it's really helped keep those my yields up during the drought and things like that. Can I prove that? No. But you do have to give it time, but I get asked all the time about either the cover crops or the no-till, things like that. So, farmers watch what other farmers are doing and if it's successful.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest thing. You have eyes on you all the time.
Yeah.
I think the biggest takeaway from it is, and like you said, start small. But what we have to realize, there's no silver bullet here. What works in Iowa might not work in New Jersey. Northern climates, Dakotas, this isn't going to work up there. The growing season's too short. It's a learning process. Take your time, give it 5 years, start going through the process. But yeah, it does work, and I think there's a lot more room for improvement in it and getting more people on board with it.
Yeah, I agree with Pat. I mean, it's not for everybody. It has been successful for us in Virginia. Again, we're in the Chesapeake Bay watershed, and we have to be proactive with our farming practices. And we started when there were no incentives. We just saw a need for it. We saw the benefits of it. So it has been a win-win for us, to have, the sustainability practices that we're using. And it's actually, when we talk about bottom line, it has been probably more profitable because we have gotten rid of some of the applications we've had to go across the fields. We've gotten rid of some of the equipment we've had. We've actually been able to, get bigger sometimes with less equipment, just because we don't have to go out and till and spray more often. So it has been a win for us, but I understand it's not for everybody.
Well, and it doesn't have to be. That's what I like is, like you said, it's not the silver bullet, and I say that, but there's so many other practices that do just as much as cover crops. Edge of field practices along streams, I use those. Yeah, buffer strips, filter strips, waterways. We just have so many things we can go to. We're just not good about talking about all of them.
Yeah.
So.
Well, our practices, we try to keep our fields alive year-round. We want them to be, in our cover. We want to be a green crop. We want it to be green, alive, and producing year-round, 365 days a year. We want that soil to be working. Yeah, we want the soil to be working.
So do you guys think that there's enough resources available to farmers within kind of that risk mitigation that you guys take to, you take on all of these type of new changes and around different practices? Is there enough resources for farmers to kind of undertake these things?
Profitable years, yeah, and not when it's not profitable, it's more of a pinch then. So it always comes down to making that cost per acre.
Some of the government programs, our state has a program, but using those incentive payments to get started in a new practice. I think that's what really helps, the incentives. And then, you can add on a carbon credit or a program, like Farmers for Soil Health to really get you there, because it's not ever gonna pay for itself money-wise. Well, and we didn't have a lot of those resources available. They just, people hadn't been using cover crops.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, and a lot of those resources, when they do come out, they can give you kind of the ballpark or the textbook, kind of answers.
But as far as the resources, getting it out there, and technical advisory coming in to talk to a farmer and saying, hey, maybe this would fit you better than what you're looking at. I don't know if that's 100% there yet.
That's a great perspective.
I think the resources are there. I'm thinking resources is in education, like I said, monetary value right now to help change their mind to do a new practice. I think it's there, but sometimes I think it is hidden and it's hard for them to find that education. Do you reach out to your universities? Do you reach out to your local community extension? And then if it's not there, can they lead you somewhere else? So I think sometimes it is kind of hidden. And I know like Farmers for Soil Health is a great website, and y'all are trying to get the word out that way. But just because I'm on USB, I know about it. But if I wasn't on USB, would I know about that website?
And still having boots on the ground, you just can't replace that a lot of times, is having that person come out.